All right, 5th grade, we are on page 313 today, and we are talking about multiplying and dividing by the powers of 10. This is very, very easy stuff. It basically, all it is you're moving the decimal around. So you need to pay close attention to which direction you move the decimal and how you know which direction to move it. That's a big deal on these, okay? So for multiplication, anytime we're doing multiplication, there's multiplication on the first two parts, you are going to be moving your decimal to the right, okay? So multiplication, you go to the right. So on the first part, it looks like this. It has 10, 100, and 1,000. So the zeros in these numbers tell me how many spots to move it. So 10 tells me to move it one spot to the right. So 6.4 would become 64. Move it one spot to the right. 100 tells me I'm going to move it 2 spots to the right. So it's going to be 6, 4, and then I have to add a 0 so that I can add it one more place. 1,000 tells me to move it 3 spots. So it'd be 6 and then the 4, 0, 0. So we can move it 3 spots over. Okay, so the 0 tells me how many places to move it to the right in multiplication. Now when you have exponents, it's the same thing, except the little exponent number is what tells you how many places to move it. So for 10 to the 1 power, we're moving it 1 spot to the right. So it's 2.724. So now we're moving 1 spot to the right. So it's 27.24. Okay? Exponent of 2 tells me to move it 2 places to the right. So I've got 272.4. The last one, the exponent 3 tells me to move it 3 places to the right. So I'd have 2,724, and the exponent would be clear to the end, so we could just leave it off. All right, now the kind of the opposite, I guess you could say to that, is when we do division with tens powers and with exponents. And the difference here is that this time we're going to the left with our decimal. So again, the 0 tells me how many places to go, or the exponent tells me how many places to go, but this time I'm going to the left. So 5.7 would become 0.57, okay? 5.7 and the 100 would be 0.057, because I need to go 1, 2 spots. And I can add zeros if I need to. So on this one, I'm moving 3 spots. So I'd go 1, 2, 3. So this time, I need to go add 2 zeros to it to get all the way over. Okay, so that looks like this. It'd be like 1, 2, 3. Okay, so you can add zeros as you go if you need to. All right, same thing on these with the exponents. The 1, 2, and 3, the exponent numbers tell me how many places to move it to the left. So 10 to the 1 tells me 1 spot, so it's going to be 7.43. 10 to the second power tells me to move it twice, so 1, 2, so it's going to be 0.743. And a power of 3 is going to move it 3 places to the left, so I'm going to go 1, 2, and then I'm going to have to add a 0 to get my third spot. So it's going to be 0.0743. Okay? So right if you're multiplying, left if you're dividing. All right, so I told you to watch the videos on the last one because I was going to tell you something, and that is tomorrow's page was 315, 316, and we're skipping that page. It's just one of those extra pages. So that gives you 2 days to do your review, so make sure you do it carefully and right. And then Monday should be the test over this chapter. So make sure you are ready for that. So it gives you 2 days to do your review and look over what we've done in this chapter so you are ready for the test. Again, skip 315. So I will see you next week.